Cool. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good evening, whatever time it is there in your area. Welcome to Sports Talk Network, specifically here Steve Wrestling Ramble. I was going to be doing this over the weekend, just forgot about it with everything going on, specifically heading into the Packers game that was Sunday to coming off a bye. But finally getting to it here. Actually, we are only 14 days away about to Crown Jewel, which will be in Saudi Arabia. But I wanted to talk about and put a bow on the WWE Fastlane. That was 2 weeks ago previous. I do think overall pay-per-view was fine. I know that how pay-per-views have been in the last couple of years, especially for WWE, let alone for AEW, not being the greatest. And even with the top 5 pay-per-views, being Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, and others, being good, then you have the B-level pay-per-views like Fastlane, Roadblock, or otherwise that are used sporadically, not being as great, and then fans are differing opinions of why that's the case. Some fans thinking that's because WWE cares more about the main 4 pay-per-views and focusing on building the storylines there more so than the secondary pay-per-views. But I still thought, at least for this pay-per-view specifically, Fastlane, it was pretty good. Wasn't perfect, but I would say it was entertaining, fine for the results that we got. And we did get a title change. We did get some fun backstage moments too. Jade Cargill specifically coming from AEW to WWE, having a moment there with Triple H. But even more so, I would say that Fastlane it was a good step as we head towards Survivor Series. And we have Crown Jewel next, technically, in a couple weeks. That'll be on a Saturday afternoon, actually, local time. And then Survivor Series. And going forward, heading into the holidays, the Royal Rumble in January, as it always is. So, good momentum, I would say. Even though Fastlane isn't highly popular, it's still, at least this year, 2023 version, was highly entertaining, I would say. Also, I had a good time having a guest the other week as well. So, shout out to Ali. And hope he's doing well too. Oh man, sorry about the noise. There's some thunder out there and about. But yeah. Well, like I said, I took notes. We got to Fastlane. Like half my time, I just share, give some grades. I haven't done grades in a while. Like I know a couple years ago doing this show, back then doing it like 3 times a week. Used to do Raw and SmackDown reviews and whatnot. But giving grades for the show, grades for the pay-per-views, and all that. So it's been years since I've done grades. But I want to give it up, give it a chance, and see what everybody else thinks in regards to each match and my opinions on it all, let alone any other grade. But like I said, overall, it was pretty good, and I certainly did enjoy it immensely. A lot more than I thought. That's for sure. Anyways, while many of the headlines entering Saturday WWE Fastlane event in Indianapolis were focused on John Cena teaming with LA Knight to take on the Bloodline, the lasting memory from the show will be the brutal main event between Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura. Rollins managed to successfully retain his World Heavyweight Championship by beating Nakamura in a last man standing match, which was still, I say, great match. Nakamura gave Rollins all he could handle, constantly focusing his attack on the champion's injured neck has been usually brought up in promos heading into the fight. Rollins was able to take everything from Nakamura and being able to manage to put Nakamura down for the count with the Falcon Arrow through 2 tables to retain his title in what was, I think it was like 29-17, almost 30 minutes of a match. Rollins was able to, excuse me, Rollins was able to leave with his championship thanks to Rhea Ripley convincing the Judgment Day, or specifically Judgment Day teammate Damian Priest, to not cash in his Money in the Bank contract. So that's always hanging over, right? Damian Priest normally cash in. Is he going to be successful or non-successful? But with that, helping Rollins get the win. But overall, like I said earlier, pay-per-view was very well, very good. And I'll give an overall grade as well as we get to that point. But first off, let's go through each and every match, starting with the Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match, the Judgment Day. Damian Priest and Finn Balor going up against Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. Rhodes and Uso got the upper hand early in the match, taking the fight right to Priest and attacking the big man's leg. Judgment Day was able to reverse things by isolating Uso and a series of quick tags to keep Uso away from Rhodes. Rhodes eventually received the hot tag and hit Balor with a disaster kick for a near fall. Momentum continued to swing between the teams as the minutes ticked by. Uso hit Priest with the Uso splash before Finn Balor was able to make a late save. Rhodes hit Balor with a Cody Cutter, but his neck had been damaged earlier in the match, forcing him to roll back out of the ring. Right, storytelling. Jey Uso hit Priest with a spear and a call out to Roman Reigns, but the move brought Rhea Ripley and Dominic to ringside, where Uso dropped Mysterio back down for Rhea. And that was enough of a distraction for Priest and Balor to nearly get the win after Balor hit Uso with a coup de grace. Before Rhodes made a save. And then all four men brawled until JD McDonough got involved and Rhea Ripley hit Uso with the Money in the Bank briefcase, only for Uso to make a dramatic kick out to keep the match going. Priest jokes on Rhodes on the ring apron and set up the commentary desk only for JD McDonough to accidentally hit Priest in the knee with the briefcase and allow Cody Rhodes to hit Damian Priest with the crossroads on the desk. Uso and Rhodes hit Balor with a modified 1D that saw Rhodes come off the ropes for Cody Cutter to score the victory. Solid tag team match opener was a surprising finish, feeding to the ongoing story of tension within the Judgment Day. How do they, will they, won't they? Kind of break up. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeat the Judgment Day via pinfall to win the titles. Solid match, good opener. I certainly enjoyed every minute of it. Overall, I'll probably give this grade, or this match, an A- grade. Not just as a big fan of Cody Rhodes, but as a match itself. Very, very well done and very fun to see. Next up, we have the LWO, the Latino Warlord, up against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Rey Mysterio's mystery partner did not show up at the start of the match. Unfortunately, we do see him later, but that at the moment did leave a 3-on-2 situation, and unsurprisingly, this led to Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits controlling the action on Santos Escobar early. Mysterio had a brief run before again falling to the numbers advantage. Zelina Vega eventually got herself involved, hitting Montez Ford with Mirror and be out of the ring. It was not a disqualification despite the ref seeing it, but hey, it is what it is.
Okay, I found this on the web for...
Eventually, though, Carlito came back right into the ring and took the tag from Mysterio, revealing himself as a mystery partner, and shortly after, Carlito hit a backstabber on Montez Ford for the pin. Though I don't really understand the value of not running with Lashley and the Profits as the top act, and having them meet here, and as a personal peeve of mine, due to the mystery partner doesn't show up until the end of the match thing, but it still was entertaining. But I do say it did deliver. It also was fun to see the Pizza Hut ad with Xavier Woods and them later in general, but it's a separate thing. Still with the LWO, with Carlito defeating the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley, I'd probably give this grade a B-. Still, entertaining stuff. Excuse me. Moving right along to the WWE Women's Championship match. Io Sky versus Asuka. versus Charlotte Flair. And with Asuka Mr. Flair in the opening seconds of the match taking advantage of the no disqualification rules for this triple threat match. Sky and Asuka then went one-on-one while Flair was attended to by ringside by the physicians. Flair eventually made her way back into the ring and hit Asuka with a big boot, and then took Sky down with a fall-away slam. After a hot run by both women, Sky and Asuka began working together. They continued to work her way back into the match with every attempt from Sky and Asuka to take her out, getting crossbody blocks and chops before suplex on both opponents. Sky hit a springboard moonsault to the outside on Asuka, only for Flair to hit one from the top rope to the outside on both Asuka and Sky. The Tower of Doom spot allowed Asuka to nearly pin both women. Both were able to kick out and keep the match alive and keep it going, but false finishes are fun to see. Sky and Asuka locked Flair to simultaneous submission before Asuka released one after Io Sky, allowing Flair to hit Asuka with a spear for a near fall. Bayley, of course, came to ringside, ignoring Sky's demand. She stayed in the back and out business, distraction that nearly cost Sky the title at that moment. Flair left Asuka in the figure 8. Bayley distracted the referee as Asuka was tapping, allowing Sky to hit a moonsault on Flair and scoring the pin to retain the title. The match got surprisingly sloppy at times, considering the 3 elite athletes in the ring, making the match somewhat disappointing but still entertaining, and definitely above average. So Io Sky successfully defending her title against Charlotte Flair, and Asuka with a pinfall. Give this grade B minus, but like I said, good stuff indeed. We got John Cena and LA versus the Bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. Cena took the fight to Uso quickly before demanding Uso to tag in Solo Sikoa. And that proved to be a bad plan for Cena. Sikoa quickly took over on Cena before tagging Uso back in. John Cena continued to be in peril for a long stretch as LA Knight remained on the apron despite this attempt to want to tag in. Cena started to fire up and fire back as Solo, only for Sikoa to hit a spinning heel kick to cut off the comeback. Cena finally hit Uso with an attitude adjustment, but Sikoa knocked Knight from the apron before Cena could make the tag. Cena countered Solo coming off the top rope by getting his feet up and hit a low blow. This was the moment when LA Knight finally got the hot take and blitzed Uso before dropping Sikoa with a DDT. Knight avoided a Uso splash and hit a power slam and an elbow drop. Cena hit Sikoa with a crossbody before getting caught by Uso with a Uso splash. All 4 men were left on the canvas. Like I said, this match, storytelling, going well. You have John Cena and LA Knight being a rising star. Big night for sure. Anyways, after a scramble, Cena nearly hit Sikoa with an attitude adjustment again, but Uso hit a super kick to cut it off. Cena 5-knuckle shuffle on Uso was followed from Knight for the pinfall. Cena tried to raise Knight's hand after the match, but Knight said no and raised Cena's instead. Knight getting the pin was the right move, and with Reigns returning at SmackDown on Friday, we'll talk about, the Bloodline will remain in turmoil. The match wasn't anything special, but it certainly was good. So John Cena and LA Knight defeating the Bloodline via pinfall, giving it a grade of a C+. Alright, now we head into the main event, the World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins defending, and I guess in the end defeating, but defending against Shinsuke Nakamura in a last man standing match. Now, before the match, Damian Priest was backstage with the Money in the Bank briefcase, saying he was not going home empty-handed, only for Rhea to intervene and say that Priest said he wanted to wait until he was ready and to hold off for the night. Nakamura refused to engage in the initial meeting, looking out of the ring and forcing Rollins to chase. Rollins grabbed a kendo stick but couldn't use it before Nakamura sent him back first into the apron. Rollins ripped off the padding at the ringside and exposed the concrete, but Nakamura was able to fight him off before any damage could be done. Seth Rollins responded by grabbing the ring steps and ramming them into Shinsuke. Rollins threw chairs, trash cans, and tables. Oh my, into the ring, but Shinsuke Nakamura again cut off Rollins before delivering a knee to the back. Nakamura grabbed nunchucks and began to deliver shots to the leg and back with the weapon. Nakamura put a trash can over Rollins' head and delivered a series of kendo shots to the can before then again attacking Rollins' back. And that was kind of fun to see, kind of like an old school moment there. Having seen hardcore matches in the past, not just in the Attitude Era days. Rollins finally came back with a series of kendo stick shots to the back and a trash can to the head. Nakamura beat the 10 count after Rollins' frog splash and hit Russian leg sweep to regain control of the match. Nakamura went through a table, propped in the corner when Rollins moved out of the way of a running knee, and Rollins followed up with a stop, but Nakamura again beat the 10 count. Rollins cleared off the commentary desk before grabbing a ladder, which he drove into Nakamura. Rollins then set up the ladder next to the desk, but Nakamura got out of the way for Rollins to put him through the desk. The pair fought into the crowd before Nakamura sent Rollins off the steps into the floor below. Nakamura then drove several chair shots into Rollins' back. Rollins tried to fight back, but was backdropped onto the concrete that was exposed at ringside earlier in the match. See? Storytelling. Seth Rollins again beat the count after the backdrop, and back in the ring, Rollins had a pedigree to Shinsuke, but surprisingly up at 9 and beat the 10 count. And shortly after that, Nakamura drove Rollins through a table set up at ringside with double knees on the second rope. Rollins fired back in again, but Nakamura again to the commentary desk, but Nakamura cut him off, climbing the ladder before misting Rollins and sending him off the ladder through the desk. Rollins again beat the count. Nakamura backdropped Rollins onto a chair in the ring and drove him through a table in the corner, only for Rollins to slide out of the ring and land on his feet. Brutality from Rollins, he managed to come back with a pedigree on the platform outside the ring and a stop to follow. After Nakamura beat the count, Rollins hit a Falcon Arrow to the table below with the platform and beat the count while Nakamura didn't. So it was a good match, close. I was hoping for Nakamura to win. It's very dramatic and fun. The false finishes, in a sense, I was talking about. But in the end, Seth did retain. So Seth Rollins defeats Shinsuke Nakamura to retain said title, doing it a grade of an A. Very well done. Overall grade for the pay-per-view, I probably would say B+. It's a great show. I certainly was entertained. But anyways, just sharing my thoughts. Welcome to share yours in the comment section. Overall, like the video, subscribe, ring the bell to that YouTube that you all do so well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe. And above all else, as always, take care.